Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. No matter what time it is where you are, it's always a great time for Marketing with Russ. And today, one of my favorite guests, Mr. Jim Hardwick, is with us. You got to share this out, let people know. Here we go. Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Kicking Cancer, the Oaks at Lebanon, and the Aging Better Network. For more information on Kicking Cancer and how they support people going through cancer and their families, go to kicking-cancer.org. And for more information on the Oaks of Lebanon Retirement and Assisted Living, call 541-258-7777. And finally, for the Aging Better Network and Christine Smith, go to agingbetternetwork.com. Music by Connor Hedge and Protestant, used with permission. Hey everybody, welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. So glad to be with you today. And wow, what a morning this morning here in Oregon, in Salem. It is snowing, and so getting a little white stuff. Good, beautiful covering, and hoping for no freezing rain. So anyway, just praying for that today. So I just wanted to say I'm so thankful that you're here. Whatever it's doing where you are, it may be 80 degrees where you are, or it may be freezing cold, but you know what? It's always a good time to come together. When community comes together, amazing things happen. And I am so blessed by this community and by all of you. And I'm so thankful today. You know, this show is all about how amazing people connect. And so I'm so thankful for that. And I'm so thankful for all the blessings and the people that are part of this community. And so we're going to talk more about that, but I just wanted to remind you again how thankful I am for the sponsors of this show, Kicking Cancer, the Oaks of Lebanon, and the Aging Better Network. You know, without our sponsors and without you, because we're also listener supported, you can give today to this ministry that helps to inspire, encourage, and lift up others. And I am so thankful for the opportunity to be able to do that. God gives me the strength every day to be able to reach out to you and smile and have a great time. And, you know, morning is my time. So that's why this is so good. Most of my live streams are all in the morning. And that is the time that I have lots of energy, and I'm thankful to be with all of you. So what else is this show about? So we're about how amazing people connect. And of course, I love to connect. So you go to russhedge.com today. I keep it simple. So if you know my name, you can find me. russhedge.com is the place to go. And all the information about me, all my connection links. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar. I would love to chat with you. So please do that today. Also, if you can join our YouTube community, that would be amazing. You know, it is growing and growing and growing, and we're having a lot of fun on there. Besides all of the amazing shows, Marketing with Russ, the Experience Live with Russ and Scott, Russ Reels Live, with the super amazing guests of value like Jim today. You do not want to miss the opportunity to be part of this. So go and subscribe today. Just go to marketingwithruss.live. If you know the name of the show, you can get there. Marketingwithruss.live is the place to go. And I would love to have you subscribe today and be part of that. Also, if you could share this out right now, there's so many people that are busy. Hey, it's Thursday morning. There's lots going on. Maybe it's snowing where they are and they're distracted. Tag them. Tell them, hey, Marketing with Russ is on. Take a moment. Come see Jim. He's got great value. And besides the fact, if they can't make it live and you tag them, they can go back to it and watch it on replay, because this goes live every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But then it sits on the platforms we broadcast on, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook forever. So you go back, watch it on replay. It's a video podcast. But wait, there's more. If you don't have a chance to watch, guess what? You can listen to your favorite podcast platform on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever podcast platform you love. And you can listen to it while you drive, while you cook, while you get ready for work, whatever, while you jog in the morning. And so that would be so awesome if you do that. And please comment and share on all of these platforms. I really, really would appreciate that. Also, want to remind you that behind me, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, and my other books are all available. Yep, you guessed it, russhedge.com. They're all there. But also, go to Amazon or any on booksellers and find me there. Look at my author page on Amazon, and I would love to have you take advantage of that. This book is all about living the life you choose, a life of perspective, a life of intention, a life of positive mindset. Make life better intentionally, and you can do it. Trust me. So I'm all about that. So anyway, so thankful you're all here. Another thing that I love we do every week is we do the marketing tip of the day. So every Monday and Thursday, we do a marketing tip, and really it's an encouraging, uplifting tidbit for life, not just marketing, but it will help you with your marketing and your business. Oh my goodness. Yes, it will. And today's a great one. I'm ready for it. Are you? This gets cut out and put out on social media separately, so you can share the marketing tip of the day. Also goes on YouTube Shorts and all of that. So love to have you check that out and share it. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. All right. This is your marketing tip of the day. Take action and start now. Now. You know what? There's no time like the present. You've got to take action. You can plan and you can make goals and you can have great positive mindset and perspective. But if you don't take action, what's going to happen? Nothing, right? God has put you on this earth to get out there and utilize all of that great stuff happening in your head, all that planning, all of those awesome things, just like our guest today. Jim has put to action some amazing things he's going to tell you about. And I love to hear about all that he's doing. But today, take action, get out there, start now. There's so many people that just plan and fret and worry and never get started. But if you start today, amazing things are possible and you can impact the world. You can. So that is your marketing tip of the day. All right, there you go. So we got that done for the day. That gets cut out. Don't forget to share it. I'm excited. Let's get Jim in the room and get this party started. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Russ. Good to be here. And for you folks that might be just listening to this podcast, Russ has a black hat, a black hoodie, and he's just rocking it today. You do really well. It looks good on you, my friend.
I tell you, well, my head gets a little chilly. You can relate to that. And so I'm rocking the beanies. I'm telling you, I love those things. So, well, Jim, listen, it is so great. You are just a regular here on Marketing with Russ, and that's because you have so much value and you're doing so many amazing things. So talk a little bit about who is Jim and what are you up to?
Jim Hardwick out of Phoenix. Luckily, we don't ever have snow. And if I do have snow, I think I'll move. Grew up in Indiana, but I am a guy that lives life with intentionality. Intentional servanthood. So I have two passions. I'm a outsourced fractional VP of sales, and that's what I do. And I've done for the last 4 years, but I've been in business for 40 years as far as sales leadership. But, as I always say, that's not exciting. What's exciting is we lead a dental team to Kenya every year. We're going in March. We have a gala coming up. We've been on 2 TV shows the last 2 weeks. We have been blessed beyond belief because every dollar that goes to us go to Kenya to work and help with the Maasai people goes to our foundation. And then I also have a company called Magnificent Significance. It's about embracing your servant's heart to elevate your business. And Russ, I got to tell you, I am taking business leaders, business owners to Kenya in October on a 7-day safari. Why Kenya? It's because I go there every year. I'm building a clinic there. I'll be living there for 3 or 4 months a year for the dental piece. This is totally separate from the dental. This is to get you out of your comfort zone, to have you reflect on how do you create a life of significance. I spent a year writing a program, and I want to get you to a third world country, get you around the Maasai people that have just a thirst for life, and the average income is $2,500 a year. I want to get you talking among your peers about how you can build that life of significance, how you can change and make an impact on your employees, your family, your clients. And Russ, if I can continue, I've got a story I got to tell you.
Oh, go for it.
So I was talking to this coach, a business coach this week. Now, this lady is a high-end business coach, and I'll be able to tell you why I say that. She charges $250,000 a year to coach somebody.
Wow.
So she's dealing with bazillionaires, okay? I just can't even comprehend that. And she goes, I only need about 4 a year. Yeah, I think so. But the question I asked, and it was so telling, because these people that she deals with have more money than we can ever imagine. I said, what's the number one thing that you encounter with these people? And I was recently speaking in front of a group, and I asked that question. People are throwing out time, organization. No. Their issue that they have that she finds over and over again, they have no sense of purpose. Think about that. She says, these people think, well, I can go buy another Ferrari, but I already got 3. Or I can go have another affair. Or I can do more psychedelic drugs. Or I can keep drinking. Or I can live a dual life. I mean, she's throwing these things out because this is from experience. But they lack a sense of purpose. And when you have a sense of purpose, it gets you out of bed in the morning. I was just telling Russ, I just turned 64 last week, and I literally am having the most fun I've ever had in my life. And I'm probably working as hard as I've ever worked in my life. But I wake up every day flying out of bed, ready to take on the day. And I started a podcast called Magnificent Significance. It's on Spotify and Apple. And it's Russ has been on it, so the man himself, and so it's so much is flowing. Somebody told me one day, Jim, you're in the flow, and I didn't know what that meant. I had to go look it up afterwards because there's a whole book written on it. But when you get to that point, folks, it is so exciting. And I will share what Russ said about the marketing tip. And it seems like every time Russ talks about a marketing tip, I'm on a show, I just resonate so much. Get off your butts. If you have an idea, jump into the pool. And guess what? You might fail. Oh my gosh. When learning takes place is when we fail. When we fail. First time we went to Kenya, we had no idea what we were doing. We took all our equipment. We took 8 people. We set up in a tent. We saw 191 people the first time. And that was in 4 days. And only because we jumped into the pool. And if we would have thought about it and thought, oh my gosh, we're going to a third world country, we got to get a yellow fever shot. What do we do? How do we set up? What's the power going to be like? We would have never gotten on that plane. And now this is who we've become. So I can't tell you, when Russ makes those comments for those inspirational about just do it. You have to do it because you don't want to regret it. And it's so often, I talk about intentionality. And if I think about somebody today, I'm driving down the road, guess what? I pick up the phone and call. God, the universe, somebody's telling me I need to call Russ today. Why? Because Russ probably needs that call. It's amazing how the world works, folks. So please, I implore you, if you're struggling or self-doubt, call me or call Russ. We'll kick it out of you and we'll help you get there, because guess what? Guess if you fail, you're still going to be loved by your family. You're still going to have your roof over your head. You'll still have a bank account. You'll still have food on your plate. But you failed that time. Now, the next time you try, you've learned so much, you'll be a success.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
trust me.
That is so true, so true. And I'm telling you that, I'm a big proponent of getting your hopes up. People always say, I don't want to get my hopes up. Oh, I don't want to. Why not? Get your hopes up. Why not live? Because the time in between events is probably greater. In fact, I'm sure it's greater than all the events in your life. So all this time, how are you sitting in those times? Are you hopeful? Are you positive? Or are you waiting for the other shoe to drop? And are you just sitting there in a negative worry state, right? There's a reason God tells us not to worry so many times in the Bible, because he knows we're going to worry. And so we can flip that script and intentionally move to do positive things, like you said. And I'm a true believer. I started years ago and I had 5 steps to connection. And the number one way to connect and build community is to start. It sounds so simple, but guess what? We plan and fret and worry and do all this stuff and we never start. You got to start. You got to get going. You got to take action. The best planning and the best ideas with no action fall flat. Nothing happens, right? And Jim, you are a man of action.
Well, I think too, as we get older, we realize we only have any more days on this earth. How do we want to leave it? And as you get older, and as I said earlier, I'm 64, folks, and you start seeing people that are leaving this earth, right? They're going to a better place, but they're no longer with us. Or all of a sudden they get the cancer diagnosis. We never know how much time we have to live. And Russ is a perfect example, a cancer diagnosis, and he's living life to its fullest. And I think and I get it, when you're in your 20s and 30s, you are just trying to figure out who you are, how to get there, how to take care of the family, the kids, the whole bit. 40s, now you're putting the kids through college, and then it's the 50s and 60s. Just think if you can embrace what we're talking about when you're in your 40s, when you're in the 30s, your life will change drastically, because then you have another 50 years to make that impact. That's what's fun.
It's so interesting you bring that up, because I was talking with a guest yesterday on a live stream about that exact thing. I was thinking, I think about if I lived to the age of my parents and they both went to heaven in their late 70s, I have 18 to 19 years left of life. Wow, that doesn't sound like very much, right? I mean, you think about that, and that's not a depressing thing. That's wow, that kicks me into gear. And I think, man, I don't even know that I have that long, obviously, but let's use that for an example. Let's say I live to the age of my parents. I've got a lot to do in a short amount of time, because I've lived 60 years of my life already, and I have 18 to 19 years of it left. Wow, I got to get moving. So, those to me are motivating good things. And I just think it's when we're intentional about every day, Jim, that's how we get to Kenya. That's how we get to working in dental clinics and blessing people around the world.
Well, I'll tell you, I go to bed at night, and if tonight's my last night, I'm satisfied. I feel whole. I feel blessed. I'm going to get emotional here. It's just been such a powerful experience to be able to give and to serve and to make a difference in people's lives. And it's just so impactful. And if it's a year, 20 years, 30 years, I feel satisfied. And it's all about, I feel like I've created, and I'm building. Every day is a day of building. I'm building that life of significance. And it's you can see I get emotional over this, because it's who I am and who I've become. And as I preach this all the time, that if everybody would get up and figure out how to do one act of service to one individual a day, think about how we could change the world.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's an amazing thought. I want to tell you that, and this makes me emotional too. Number one, it helps me in my mind. I know where I'm going. I'm very satisfied that I am got a God who loves me. And if anybody wants to talk to me about that, message me. Anyway, if you want to be absolutely sure at the end of your life. But I want to tell you that I am with you 100%. If this is my last day, if this is my last hour, I feel like I'm living it and doing all that I can do. And yes, a lot of times that is just taking care of myself too, because I've learned that just because I want to do all that I can do and impact people doesn't mean I'm going to drive myself into the ground, because 2 days of that and I'll be good for nothing and probably gone. So
Right.
probably that's not a good idea. And so with what Jim and I are saying, everybody, it doesn't mean you have to work so hard and every little second do something. No, because taking care of yourself and living life to the fullest sometimes is taking a nap and resting.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just taking care of yourself. Go ahead.
But and I think it all stems to, from the very beginning, what we talked about, find a purpose. It could be working at the dog shelter. It could be, making cookies. It's so simple. And I think Russ and I both come from a standpoint as we're free. We're free. We know where end game's going to end up, right? We know where we're going. And there's freedom in that. And we live that life knowing that. And so it's the ability, the opportunity to continue to make a difference. I don't care how much money people have. I don't care how many cars you drive. I don't care. I've got a person in my neighborhood, the guy's worth $100 million and you would never know it. He's the most giving, low-key person you've ever want to meet. And he serves and serves. And it's so inspiring to watch. And he's become a very good friend. And I had no idea he was that successful after 2 years of relationship till about, 30 days ago. So it's, and he's living that life of purpose. He's living that life of purpose.
You know what I love about that too? There are people we don't even know because they have a normal car like us. They have a normal house like us. We don't think about it. And there are many, many people that, no matter how you feel about tithing and giving to God and all of that, there are people that live off 10% of what they make, and they live a good, decent life, but they give away 90% of what they make. That's
Yeah.
their choice. And, think about that. Your lifestyle drives a lot of that. And that's not to shame anybody. I mean, hey, have a great life, have a wonderful family, go on trips, go to Kenya, do these things. That is wonderful. But be giving, because I tell you, number one, you can't outgive God. But number two, it does so much for you when you give. It doesn't just bless others, it blesses you. And so giving to a wonderful organization and all that Jim is doing is an amazing idea. And going and starting and taking action and actually helping is a great idea. So you need to connect with Jim on that.
Well, a point that I'll make too is there's people will say, well, I can't go to Kenya, or I only have $10 or something like that. Folks, when you donate your money to any cause that you believe, if it's $5, it's $1, it's $10, it's 10,000, it makes an impact. Yeah. Understand that. Like for us, when we open our clinic, it's going to be a $10 fee. Now, because we believe people need to invest in their own health, otherwise they won't really take it in and understand, it doesn't bring the value. But $10 can impact somebody's pain, mouth. And all organizations are like this. Some people, they don't have the heart for going out and serving. They don't have the heart to go to a food bank. But guess what? They have a heart to give their money. That is another way of serving. It takes both to keep nonprofits, to keep any type of people that are doing this type of work afloat. And so don't ever talk yourself negatively. Like, I only have $5 to give. Are you kidding? If everybody only had $5 to give, every single nonprofit in this country, this world would be so wealthy as far as to help others because of the gift of $5. It's amazing.
Yep. People shortchange themselves and they think they don't make an impact. And that is why Jesus put in the Bible the story about the woman who only had 2 pennies to give, and she gave all that she had. But what happened? She was blessed through that. You know what? We don't give money to get it back, but when you are giving and loving to people, you end up receiving and are blessed. I can tell you firsthand the stories in my own life. I've always wanted to be the giving person and lift other people up and do all that. That's been the person that I wanted to strive to be when I needed that, and I needed community and I needed lifting up, which I do. Going through that season now, I am so blessed. God takes care of everything. And I think that your heart will be so blessed if you reach out and think about these things like Jim's clinic and all that they're doing. So, all right, Jim, we got to wrap it up. Tell everybody what out of this conversation today, because you'll be on again. Out of our conversation today, what is your gold nugget? What do you want people to remember? And how do people get in touch with you?
Okay. What I want people to remember is jump into the pool. It's easy to remember. Get started. Both feet into the pool. Too many of us put our toe in the water. It's cold and we go back in the house. Jump into the pool, get started, ramp it up, make a difference in your life. And lastly, here's the pearl. When you give, when you help others, it comes back to you tenfold. We never talk about, just like Russ talked about. It's one thing, you need to be humble. Absolutely, you want to be humble, but it blesses you so many ways. It's amazing. Ways to get a hold of me is you can get a hold of my website, mag-sig.com. I'm sorry, mag-sig.com or magnificentsignificance.com. It's a lot to spell. Look it up. Magnificentsignificance.com is a way to get a hold of me. I'd love to talk to anybody that's out there. If anybody's interested in going to Kenya in October for a transformational trip of a lifetime, get a hold of me. Russ, it's always a pleasure. Time goes by so fast. It's amazing.
Oh, it does. It does. Well, when you get back from traveling the world, we're going to do this again. And everybody, what he just said is right there on the screen. It's in the comments. It's clickable. It's in the show notes. It's clickable. You don't even have to remember how to spell it or what it is. Just click on it and go to Jim. And I want to encourage you to do that today. And Jim, as always, you're amazing. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Russ. It's a pleasure.
All right. Hey, everybody. Well, there you go. All of his information is right there. His LinkedIn has been clicking along the bottom. There is so much about Jim Hardwick and all magnificent significance and their amazing ministry. And oh my goodness, all they're doing. It is just strictly awesome. So today, contact Jim and make sure that you reach out and learn more about what's going on there, how you can give, how you can be involved. And what a blessing. What a blessing. So thankfully you're all here. Remember, we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. It also then converts to audio to video podcast, just stays on all those platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook forever. So you go back and watch on replay. Make sure you put hashtag Team Replay if you're watching after and say hi to us. Love for you to comment and connect with Jim and everybody, even on the replay. Then it converts to audio podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever your favorite podcast platform is. And today I would encourage you to share all those out. Let people know the amazing things Jim is doing. And I hope we'll see you here next week. I'm again, just want to give a quick shout out and thank to all of our amazing sponsors. And I'm going to get this off the screen so we can see it. There we go. Kicking Cancer, the Oaks at Lebanon, and Aging Better Network. What a blessing they are all, and they all are. And also, this is listener supported. If you want to bless this ministry and our ability to get this out to so many people, thousands of people through all that we do, please give today whatever amount you want. You can scan the QR code or go to the link in the comments. I'd love to have you do that. Thanks so much for being here every week. There's so much value here. Please make sure and share this with your friend. Subscribe to our YouTube. And until next week, have a blessed and amazing week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.